not jabbing either. So look, whenever you're dealing with a fighter that's moving around like that, you gotta gauge the distance and touch something. Just let the jab out there. It's hard to really corner a fighter that's moving.
Big right hand. That was the best punch of the fight by far for Vaughn Alexander.
And no jab. See Alexander, no jab, just following his opponent around. It's hard to close down the distance if you're not using the jab as a gauge or getting the timing down. So that's why he's stuck on first gear, Alexander.
Well, you heard Joel Diaz saying that Melikuziev knows he can hurt him to the body. Is that why the animal's not throwing many jabs, because it exposes his body?
No, that's not it. It's just how good Melikuziev is boxing. Look, getting those angles. He's not in front of him. Alexander needs a punch. Big hand
right hand again for Alexander.
Good shot. The bully took it well. See, Alexander finally threw a punch where Melikuziev was going to be instead of where he was at, on the side.
Is the animal slowly starting to figure this guy out? And those may have been the best punches in the fight for Alexander, but Beck handled him very well.
See Alexander doing what I said he needs to do. Start putting the pressure up, moving his head, use his movement. That's what he needs to do. Put the pressure on physically. Good body shot by the bully. See, like right here, Alexander needs to throw punches just like that.
Behind the head, careful with that.
Punching combination. Start swinging away.
This is the best round by far for Vaughn Alexander. Still 50 seconds to go here in the sixth.
It's the best round by Alexander, which he still might be losing.
Nice job by Melikuziev, working the body, then coming back upstairs with the left hand.
Changing his angles, changing his speed, going from left to right, stopping on a dime. Beautiful boxing by a puncher. Like right there, Alexander should have thrown something. He was in position to throw a punch. He didn't throw nothing. Alexander's not jabbing either. So look, whenever you're dealing with a fighter that's moving around like that, you gotta gauge the distance and touch something. Just let the jab out there. It's hard to really corner a fighter that's moving.
Big right hand. That was the best punch of the fight by far for Vaughn Alexander.
And no jab. See Alexander, no jab, just following his opponent around. It's hard to close down the distance if you're not using the jab as a gauge or getting the timing down. So that's why he's stuck on first gear, Alexander.
Well, you heard Joel Diaz saying that Melikuziev knows he can hurt him to the body. Is that why the animal's not throwing many jabs, because it exposes his body?
No, that's not it. It's just how good Melikuziev is boxing. Look, getting those angles. He's not in front of him. Alexander needs a punch. Big hand
right hand again for Alexander.
Good shot. The bully took it well. See, Alexander finally threw a punch where Melikuziev was going to be instead of where he was at, on the side.
Is the animal slowly starting to figure this guy out? And those may have been the best punches in the fight for Alexander, but Beck handled him very well.
See Alexander doing what I said he needs to do. Start putting the pressure up, moving his head, use his movement. That's what he needs to do. Put the pressure on physically. Good body shot by the bully. See, like right here, Alexander needs to throw punches just like that.
Behind the head, careful with that.
Punching combination. Start swinging away.
This is the best round by far for Vaughn Alexander. Still 50 seconds to go here in the sixth.
It's the best round by Alexander, which he still might be losing.
Nice job by Melikuziev, working the body, then coming back upstairs with the left hand.
Changing his angles, changing his speed, going from left to right, stopping on a dime. Beautiful boxing by a puncher. Like right right there, Alexander should have thrown something. He was in position to throw a punch. He didn't throw nothing.
Just not enough output by the animal.
Cleanly, the Beast took it well, and there's another one right there. Probably the best round for Alexander, but was it enough to win?
That's my question to you.
I think that the Beast, the Bully, still gave it
some swelling around Alexander's left eye, getting some attention in the corner.
Back right there, going back to the power, going to the body, concentrating on the body, still getting the angles, but punching with a lot more power now.
Through 6 rounds, 19 power punches landed for Alexander, 97 by the Beck.
And that's the reason Kuziev is shining right now, because not only with speed, but with power.
So what does this performance tell you about the future, the immediate future of Melikuziev?
It's a bright future. I mean, anytime you're an Olympian, like a silver medalist like he was, you know, you're curious what how he's going to transition into a pro. But with 3 fights in, fighting experienced fighters just like this and controlling them, I mean, sky's the limit for the Beck. Bright future.
And it's interesting, you look at Melikuziev, he looks like he's 40 years old, but he's only 23, Sergio.
I don't think he looks that old.
What about me?
I think he looks ancient.
Well, he doesn't fight like he's only 23. So much amateur experience. That shot stings Alexander.
And it came from an angle. Those always hurt the most. The punches you don't see coming. And the angles that Melikuziev is punching from, Alexander's not seen those punches come.
I asked you earlier if Melikuziev would start to slow down his bouncing around the ring, but seems to be speeding up, dancing around, laughing. Look at him.
It's Alexander that's slowing down. And it's really impressive with the body frame that Melikuziev has. You wouldn't think he would be so slow, but he is.
Blood, a little cut now on the left eye, it appears, of Melikuziev, probably from that headbutt. You know, when Alexander does throw, he's connecting more times than not.
Well, he should have got the timing and the distance now. By now, it's 7 rounds in. It's been Melikuziev landing and throwing everything. So Alexander should have the timing and the distance. Down by
10 seconds, stop at the bell.
But he should throw more punches. He's not throwing them. He's just following the man around. Just one single shot, 2 shots. Not a good look for Alexander.
Well, Melikuziev going deep into this fight. He's never been in an 8th round. Good for him.
Very good for him. Especially, look, Alexander's never been stopped. You know, so he's been with the better competition. So it's about time that Melikuziev, even though he only has three professional fights, this is his 4th, he had that amateur pedigree. He's an Olympian, a silver medalist. So they're going to move him faster.
Counter right there for Alexander.
So it's the right opponent at the right time, and he's going to go some rounds with Alexander. So that's
Let's see if Alexander starts to show some desperation here.
Desperation's the right word, because he needs to show it. Caution to the wind. He already got the distance down. Just punch away now. Punch away. Fling those arms wherever his head's gonna be, not where his head's at, because Melikuziev has been doing a great job getting in angles and using his feet to get in angles. Alexander needs to punch where his head's gonna be at.
Alexander, oh, that looked like an intentional headbutt.
Watch your head. Stay right there. Okay? You got to be careful.
From my angle, what did you see?
Yeah, that looked a little bit more intentional. I still
Be
don't
very
think.
careful with you. Do that again, I'll take a point away. Here we go.
I still don't think
Let's
it did it on purpose, but it does. It's suspect. And that's the reason referee Raul Caiz Jr. said they're going to take away a point if he doesn't again, accident or not.
Oh, nice left hand, which buckled the knees briefly of Alexander.
He got an angle. Melakuziev gets these angles and throws those body shots, those power shots from that angle. You have double the force when you're doing from a southpaw angle from the side.
So if you're Joel Diaz, are you pushing Melakuziev to try and get the finish? Lands for Beck the bully.
Speed and pot shots if you're the bully.
Headbutt.
Olympic silver medalist at the 2016 Rio Games.
Just like that. See, he's peppering him away. No power there. That was a power shot there, but he's just flicking away with the shots.
Alexander's applying the pressure, but it's not effective aggression. Two rounds to go.
Alexander started early in this round with a good right hand right there, because like I said, he got the timing down from Melakuziev, but it's the headbutts that were the problem here in this round.
And there's the headbutt where it appeared Alexander just lunged in. Let's bring in Steve Smoger, a Hall of Fame referee. What did you see?
That was, I don't think it was intentional, but Raul controlled it by indicating he would take a point next time. I think Vaughn's a little bit desperate. He knows he's woefully behind.
I agree with Steve. I don't think it was intentional, but from that angle right there, it looked like he actually led with that head.
Well, it's interesting that it wasn't a headbutt as in the forehead to the head. It was the crown of his head.
And it's funny, Raul Caiz Jr. came to us right now and said it was borderline accidental. Like it looked like it was intentional, so it was too fast to judge. So Steve Smoger thinks that it wasn't. Raul Caiz says it was borderline. I think it was borderline as well.
Round 9 scheduled for 10. Alexander has a lot of work to do. He needs a knockout. He had a first round KO earlier this year and had a 7th round stoppage 2 years ago, but none other than that. He needs late drama in India.
Something about bald-headed fighters that you just associate with headbutts. Tim Bradley was guilty of that. Evander Holyfield. Now we see Vaughn Alexander here. But I wonder if they practice it.
That would make them intentional.
Watch your head, guys. True.
Not if you're hiding them well.
Well, it's still intentional. It may not look intentional, Sergio. It's like when the ref's not looking, you throw a quick low blow.
No, that's intentional. Because you're going low.
But not if you hide it well, according to your logic.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So if you're doing it on the opposite side of the referee where you can't see it, there you go.
It's not cheating if you don't get caught.
And you know who else did that excellent? Is the man that's here, Bernard Hopkins. Anytime the referee was on the right side, he would throw hip shots to the left side of his opponent. Alexander
miss.
Momentarily turning southpaw there and swinging a miss.
Getting some whistles, a few boos here at the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino.
I didn't expect to see this by Melakuziev, especially when you have a 3 wins, 3 knockouts. You expect power punching, but he's been swift and boxing on his toes, feinting, getting angles. Very, very, very impressive performance.
Who has a better chance of making a comeback? Vaughn Alexander here, or you on the roulette table tonight after last night's disaster?
Don't call it a comeback, Todd. Me all the way. My money's on the Latin Snake. And yes, I spoke in the third person.
The crowd wants action. Melakuziev doing his best to give it to him.
See, that was a chopping right hand by Alexander to the back of Melakuziev's head, but it was a total accident right there. That's the reason the referee didn't say nothing, and Melakuziev didn't complain.
Vaughn Alexander told us his last fight he didn't throw enough punches. He didn't throw enough punches tonight. He's 36 years old. What's his future look like in your eyes, Sergio?
Well, look, he has lost decisions to good fighters. Dennis Duglin was one of them. Anthony Sims Jr., who's a very bright prospect, but not throwing punches is a sign of age. And at 34 years old, we'll see if he gets another chance.
36. And yes, he is 34, Sergio. You were right.
The last round count.
For what?
Everything goes. Walk to his man.
It's rare I'm right with numbers.
All right, everything you got, champ. Last round, just look. Champ, everything you got. Walk to his man. The man is tired. Walk to his man and throw punches, all right? Give me 3 rounds. 3 minutes. Throw punches. Throw punches, all right? Throw punches, man. Let's go.
Bueno, ya keep doing that. Okay, let's go. Hold on. Go, bully. Let's go. Oh, sorry. Can I get down? Hey, you're good. You're good. Hold on. Hold on. You good? Wait. Go, bully. Let's go. Touch glove, guys. Last round. Touch glove. Good job. Here we go. Knocks, clean.
Well, let's see if Vaughn Alexander can pull off a minor miracle. Returned to the ring in 2016 after a 12-year layoff, 11 of those years spent in a federal penitentiary, won his first 7 fights. But tonight, he just has not shown enough.
No, he hasn't. And after our fighter meetings, he criticized me on me being tough on him in his fight with Anthony Sims Jr. He says, hey, look, I'm going to show him. I'm going to show you this time, Serge. I'm going to go into this fight and show you everything. But look, I'm going to say it again. He hasn't shown anything into this fight. Going to the last round, he needs to let them punches fly. I think it's a one-sided fight by Melakuziev.
There's a shot right on the crown of the head for Alexander. He does have 9 KOs and 15 wins, but not really a one-punch knockout kind of guy. That's kind of what he needs, though. Let's see how aggressive Melakuziev is here in the final stanza. Well, you're disappointed in what Alexander has shown. What about Melakuziev?
I thought he showed things I didn't think he possessed. Like the footwork, the angles. I love seeing southpaws that punch from southpaw angles like that. And for a big man like the Bully, for him to be able to do that and punch with speed and power, it was impressive. Very impressive, actually.
Looks like he's trying to land some big power punches as we count down the clock.
It looks like he's trying to close the show.
This crowd would love to see it. They're getting restless.
And Alexander leading with his head right there. I think that was intentional right there.
The left eye of Alexander almost completely swollen shut. Ooh, nice left. Alexander keeps shaking his head no, but the punches are landing. They're landing hard.
Melakuziev just painted a pretty picture tonight. Going 10 rounds, sliding off that canvas, just nice paint job on his part.
And that will do it. 4-0. That will be the record of Melakuziev. The first time he went the distance. What grade do you give him?
Look, I love footwork. I love movement. I love boxing. I like angles. It was just I didn't think he had all that in him. I thought he was more of a power puncher, judging off his record and the fighters that he's fought. But that was a really impressive performance, B+. If he could have there a lot more as far as combinations, getting them more cleanly, then it would have been even more impressive. But the footwork was very, very, very nicely done and executed. He tried to get the angles and the power to squeeze in through, but ultimately he couldn't do it.
Let's show you some highlights from this one. There aren't many to look at least from Alexander's point of view.
Yeah, and like I was saying, if you're Melakuziev, I mean, he did what he had to do. He's punching from different angles, looking for an opening. But sometimes you need your opponent to help you with that power. You need your opponent to actually open up himself up by punching. You want him to punch counter in between the openings and the shots right there. But when Alexander is not throwing, it's hard for Melakuziev to land those shots and those hard counters that he was so desperately.
10 of them by knockout, has gone the distance for the first time as a pro. There are the Diaz brothers, all smiles, as the future looks very bright for Beck the Bully. Here's Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All three judges agree 100-90. Your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated. And now the WBA Continental America Super Middleweight Champion, Beck the Bully Melakuziev.
Well, they want to put him on the fast track. How fast would you send him towards the title shot?
Well, you never know. Nowadays, you're getting these Eastern European Olympians, especially when they medal. You know, they can get title shots before 10 fights. So I can see that with Melakuziev.
Not a real challenge tonight, as the numbers show. Only 34 landed punches by Vaughn Alexander. Sergio, you're not great at math. Let me break this down for you. That's only 3.4 punches landed per round for Vaughn.
I'm not good with numbers, but I'm good with interviews. And Alexander said his output was disappointing in his losses. Well, this is another loss, and he's going to be disappointed again.
429-83. No wonder Melakuziev couldn't get a knockout. Alexander was playing defense the entire night.
That was my point, Todd. That's exactly my point. That was just anemic numbers by Alexander, and very disappointing for a man that's he was very interesting in the fighter meeting, saying he was going to do this, do that, and he didn't do none of it.
He'll put on the sombrero and head to the bar, or the
Cantina.
Congratulations to Beck the Bully.